Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I just want to say thanks to the witnesses. Every one of you has been phenomenal in various ways. I got about pages of questions I'd like to ask, but I'd like to first state a few things and just to talk about the shameful state of anti-Semitism that's flourished in our nation's universities, including in my own backyard. After the horrific attacks on Israel by Hamas on October 7th, we have witnessed numerous universities, including some in my own state of New York, thank you to Ms. Dwar for being here, that have allowed hate-filled anti-Semitic demonstrations in support of terrorist groups like Hamas to circulate across the campus. Demonstrators outside of the Maxwell School at Syracuse University chanted, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," an anti-Semitic rallying cry long used by terrorist groups to call for the violent destruction of the State of Israel and the Jewish people, as Ms. Tishby so accurately described today from a personal viewpoint. The same was witnessed at the University of Rochester, which I surround with my sprawling district in upstate New York, with the group known as Students for Justice in Palestine, which we've discussed a lot today, hosting increasingly vitriolic and menacing demonstrations. The university has done little or nothing to condemn these hate-filled actions, and students, especially Jewish students, are rightfully fearing for their own safety. In the wake of the Hamas attack, and I want to reference Ms. Dwar here, and thank you so much for your courage to be out and be standing up early in this incident. And I don't think that we can state this enough. A professor at Cornell University, Russell Rickford, we should say his name, referred to the slaughter of Israeli civilians by Hamas as energizing and exhilarating. You've heard that from a number of members of Congress today, while speaking at a pro-Palestine protest on Cornell's campus. After these disgraceful comments, I wrote a letter to the Cornell University president demanding Professor Rickford's immediate resignation or removal, but to my knowledge, he has only been placed on leave for the university, but I consider that step one. And I am so grateful for your continued advocacy, Ms. Dwar, and your willingness to proudly talk about your own religious beliefs, and something that is, I think we need to talk about this, and I think everybody sort of touched on it, Mr. Greenblatt as well. I was part of a university board. I went to Colgate University. My dad is a graduate of Cornell Law School. My brother went to Syracuse. We've all been educated in upstate New York, which has a wonderful tradition of secondary schools. But I remember something called the Chicago Principles, about First Amendment principles, and many colleges and universities would not adopt them. It was a protocol for free speech, but there were certain exemptions in that, and some of those were incitement, defamation, threats, and others to students. But this would give students freedom to express their religious and other views, but also the protection that the First Amendment actually affords all of us to be able to speak freely, and why we revere this country. But I'm concerned that, and I know that everybody's put out all these wonderful, I know that Ms. Tishby put out 3 things that we could do: kick these hate groups off campus, evidence linking state police, FBI, how can they enjoy the warm welcome of Congress? Excellent question. We ask that ourselves every day. And also, Mr. Greenblatt, you laid out 4 things. And one of the things, number 1, was to pass legislation to implement a national strategy. Well, some of our colleagues have actually done that today. But how can we get something like the Chicago Principles and protocol in place at universities so that we do respect free speech? It's very important. I'm the mother of a Marine. There was the Westboro Baptist Church used to go and celebrate the death of our honorably serving service members. That's hate speech in a way, but it's also First Amendment protected. How do we do this in such a way that we don't incite violence, that we protect our students? What are the strategies? And I'd love to ask, if I can, kind of running out of time, if you can answer quickly, what's your first, how do we do this in like maybe a sentence or 2?
Who's the question directed to?
First, Mr. Greenblatt, because you suggested let's pass a national strategy. Would the Chicago Principles help?
They would. I mean, again, free speech, I think hate speech is the price of free speech. Things we detest, we have to be willing to hear. But there is something profoundly wrong with creating spaces in which the students have to shelter in their dorms for being fear of harassment. This isn't some game like Wordle or something like that. This is real life, and there are real consequences. Chicago Principles, forcing all schools to adopt them, would help enormously.
Thank you. I'd just say, Mr. Lehman, could you just, I know you've been working on this issue, could you give, what's your strategy for this? How can we do something?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'll first point out that at Syracuse, we actually had the demonization of Jewish organizations like Hillel, like the Greek organizations, claiming that they are genocidal. This is where we are and part of the reason we're in such a rut. In terms of quickly pointing out strategy, we have a campus climate initiative. This, again, doesn't need to be that hard. If universities would hard code into their own policies that brighter line around how we protect free speech, we need it, we want it on campus, but be super clear, number one, around where that line is being breached in terms of incitement, in terms of harassment. And Title VI already gets us a good part of the way there. Is there this pervasive hostile and discriminatory environment? So let's, fund to make sure we can enforce Title VI. Let's create the bright lines. And then I think if we have that basis, let's discipline, because that's the other thing we don't see, which is university leaders actually enforce the rules that are already in place.
Thank you. I respect that. I just think the need to balance, that we feel we need to balance virulent anti-Semitism with the counter of Islamophobia. What happened on these college campuses is not Islamophobia. This is direct, virulent anti-Semitism, and as you say, full stop, Mr. Chancer. I just want to say thank you all. You have been terrific and insightful, and I hope that everyone out there is watching in the listening audience of the Congress.
Thank you.